Yo, man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, man.
Man,
Yeah, we're going to talk
Shang
about this. We're
Chi.
going to talk about this. Which one I want to
Shang
do
Chi
first?
is the man.
Yeah, is he, man?
He
Shang
drew.
Chi, man. Where was this?
Spoilers.
Where was this story when I was a kid into comic books, man? Where was this
Hmm.
story? Where was it?
I don't know, because I think they had a comic, but
Yeah, yeah. I was looking at some of the stuff that they had on Google because I was looking for images. It's a comic, man, but I don't know why it never got to play like it should because this movie was incredible, bro. This movie was incredible,
wow.
incredible. It's a lot going on in this movie, man. We'll talk. We'll definitely talk about it. But I had a surprise for you, man. I had a little surprise for you before we even start. Got nothing to do with the movie, but I had a good friend. I had a good friend by the name of Pam. She's a good supporter. Um, and boom,
Ah, the variant shirt.
yeah, I got one. Yeah,
Oh, that's cool. It's the
shout out.
Loki,
Yeah,
and
a
it's
little bit
the
of
it's
love.
the Loki Laffy son number. I think that's
Yep.
his number. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. So I was like, oh, okay. So that's wait till I show my man Jesse, show him what's going on here with my shirt. Yeah, man, it's Shang Chi. Like if you haven't seen it, get off this show because we about to spoil it.
We're
we
about to
about to
spoil it.
we about to
That's
spoil it. Should I do the
funny.
dragon first? I think I'm gonna do the dragon first, man. The dragon was that was such an epic scene, man. The dragon first,
I,
or should I do
I
the
built
taxi
the
driver?
I built the dragon already, and I'll probably build a different set. I'm eating right now, sorry,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
we literally just came from the movie theater. I
That's
I I just was sitting, I didn't have to be at the museum all day, so I was like, you know what? Got to go see Shang Chi. Got to go back to the cinema.
yeah.
It's called the MCU,
Oh
Marvel
yeah.
Cinematic Universe.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. So let's get right into it, man. Like I I, I sit down, we watch the movie, right? The first credit scenes. What's going on? He said the dragon first. I'm gonna do the dragon first. I'm gonna do the Encourage and A. Shout out to Courage and A.
The dragon.
I'm gonna do the dragon first. Already opened the box. So I sit down and I needed it, man. I was kind of down in the dump. I've been down in the dumps for a couple days, man.
Oh,
Morning and A. Did you check this out?
mm.
See this?
Oh,
I'm bearing gifts. So it's called bin shot, right? They make these glasses with like a usually what they do is they make a glass and it has a bullet going through the glass. So they
oh,
bend the glass with a bullet inside of it. So there's a bricklink guide who went and got some custom ones made with the Lego brick in them, right? So you got this Lego brick inside the
that's
glass
cool.
there.
And it's
Yeah,
real
man.
Lego, so you can put
Real
it like
Lego.
nice.
Real Lego, real Lego. And so you can put your minifigure on there like that, right? Good iced tea, good iced tea.
Nice.
It's a good iced tea glass right there. Cool iced tea. I need some. So we get to the opening credit scenes, man. The opening scene of it, right? And they're trying to catch you up a little bit, right? So it's the pre-log to it. So this dude, really bad dude, boy, he's been walking around on Earth for 1,000 years with these rings on his arm, right? Doing a lot of bad stuff, right? Doing a lot of lot of evil stuff, and
Yeah. The leader
basically he's conquering the world, but it wasn't enough for him. It wasn't enough,
power.
right? He was after this power, right? Meets a girl. It's always a girl, right? It's always a girl. Meets a girl. Fall in love a little bit, right?
I was thinking he wouldn't have the moves, but he put the moves on her. They have a little lunch in the
Right, right,
waterfall, and
right, and fall in love a little bit. That's all that happens. Like she knocked him on his butt a couple times, and he was fascinated, right?
mm-hmm.
He got the treasure he was looking for, right?
That fight scene was great.
Was it? It was like a dance, man. And you
Yeah.
know what it reminded me of, Jesse? The
What's that?
Airbender. The airbender.
Airbender, yeah, because the wind, she was doing something with the leaves and the wind and her emotions. It was more that than Crouching Tiger, because there's definitely
Crouching Tiger.
some
Yeah, yeah.
Crouching Tiger kind of the way they fight and show things are more like uh, more super powered. I think they're like where they're flying a little too far in Crouching Tiger. This one seemed way more realistic.
Uh-huh.
Like you're saying, they're dancing, they're fighting. It didn't seem over the top, super powered. They're just skilled.
Skilled. Yeah, yeah. And it was definitely like a dance. That's how it felt to me. Like that, like a dance. It wasn't so much of a fight at this point. Which had me interested. Then an alarm clock goes off, right? Alarm clock goes off, and the guy wakes up, right? He does his crunches, and I like the tease, man. I do. I like the tease. He does his crunches, right? He puts on, his nice little, button up shirt, get ready, to conquer the day. You think, this guy's probably a billionaire, because then you see this billionaire car just rolls up, and it ain't him driving the car.
Right. Yeah.
He parking the joint. Like, oh, so how humble is that? Like our fearless leader, right, becomes like he's trying to live a humble life, and look, unannounced to us is it's he's trying to stay under the radar, really, like, so you become a valet driver, right? You content with becoming how much of under the radar is that, you know what I mean?
He's gonna be very well liked, I think, because he's got this blue collar job instead of the white collar royal family money. He's parking cars and just trying to have fun, singing karaoke, and like Peter Parker, I think he's new to he's had a comic before, but he's kind of new to this audience, even a Marvel audience, us even. So
right,
I think he's going to be well liked because he's got that down to earth character.
Yeah, I definitely dig it. And then they got his little sidekick right there. She's got a distinct voice, man. She's got a real distinct voice. When she talk, you know who she is.
Aquafina. She did great. She did really good. She was like the sidekick, love interest, kind of. They didn't really draw that one out.
I'm glad they did.
Yeah. Save it, savor that character development, and twist it maybe, like just like the brother sister thing. That was a little bit of a surprise,
right?
They're like, "Whoa, we're going to meet my sister." It's like, "Whoa, who's this?"
Right.
So, yeah, it was great, man. First viewing, yeah. So they tease that envelope. We don't know what it's about. They go for a joyride in the car. And then what, man?
And then they end up they end up going through the next day, right? Like the next day.
I already mentioned karaoke.
Karaoke. Drunk
and
karaoke. Not just karaoke, but drunk karaoke.
Right. They're like, oh man, we're tired. We had a long day. Should we go home? Or and they have that little joke, right? And then
there's always or. Jesse, I'm gonna tell you, friend, when I make my way up there to your city, ain't gonna be no say, we go home and rest. Or there'll be a lot of drunk karaoke. wait till I make my way to your city, man.
Oh my gosh. You gotta live in the moment. I was saying that just the other day. I'm like, times, winter's coming, it's getting chilly. Thinking about the seasons, thinking about years, whatever.
Right.
You just gotta live in the moment. So
live in the moment, man. Life is short, man. Especially shout out to my grandmother. She would have been 91 today. But yeah, so life is short, man. Like you said, you gotta live in the moment. Wow. I kind of like I like a lot of like Asian themed movies because it's always like a life lesson that goes on. You know what I mean? That's what I kind of dig. I'm digging this movie here because you know, it's kind of, you know, it's a lot of stuff that hit home with me. So yeah, so they doing this drunk karaoke, living life, you know, enjoying, like she said, Aquafina said, I'm enjoying my life, you know, enjoying the life, you know, not bogged down by, trying to be
Right.
somebody important, right?
She's and that yeah, that comes back later when she is learning the bow and arrow thing.
Right.
While I'm thinking about it, and I'd probably think about it later, but they have that nice and you have to translate some of the movies translated, which is
Translate,
great
yeah.
for both, global audience. Do both, please. They're
Right. Yeah.
bilingual.
That way you tie both in, right? Yeah. But one thing about that, I would say is that one thing I would say about that is that it kind of had me a little bit not lost, but I didn't want to spend the whole entire movie reading the translation because I wanted to,
No,
I wanted to catch everything. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But I'm glad they did. It was just enough. You know what I mean? It was just
yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'll mention it later, but yeah, I remember a couple of key phrases, whatever language it was spoken in.
Mm-hmm.
And when she's learning the bow and arrow, the old lady or the guy tells her, if you aim at nothing, you'll hit nothing.
You hit nothing.
Something like that.
Right.
Something like that. It was like
so that actually came back. Like, yeah, if you live a mediocre life,
right.
the result is you're gonna be mediocre, right?
You're right. Yeah. If you have no goals, no aim, you're gonna do nothing.
Right.
That was beautiful. I liked that. I liked that little phrase.
Yeah, I dig that too. I can appreciate that too. I can.
Anyway, I jumped ahead.
Oh, you got it. You got it. I'm trying to figure this out here. Yeah. So that pushes us to that pushes us to their second day now. Their second day on the job. Their second day on the job. Gets a little exciting, right? It gets a little exciting, right? They afterward how did they end up getting on the bus, right? It was on
the bus. Yes.
They were on the bus. The second day on the job, they taking the bus, because they just ate, at Aquafina's place, right? And so they jump on the bus, and a street thug. He didn't look like a street thug to me. That's what kind of stuff. Street thug decides, hey, that's a nice necklace. Let me get that necklace. I want the necklace. Let
he
me
was targeted. Necklace, right? Yeah, it was targeted.
Yeah, let me get that necklace. So he gets
like, excuse me.
He gets the necklace, right? And and so they're in there fighting. My man's throwing down. He makes short work of the thugs, right? The little thugs, right? And he makes short work of them, right? And then all of a sudden, and it's funny, my man, what was my man? Hey, this is Clef. I used to do a little martial arts back in the day, so I'm gonna give you a grade on this as this is going. And that's how it is too. They start going live with the fight. Yeah. We got the fight. Hey, this is your boy Clef. This is your boy Clef. I did a little bit of martial arts back in the day, so I'm gonna grade this fight as it unfolds. Like, oh man, I was like, oh.
That was hilarious. That guy was awesome. that brought a nice modern twist to a classic story otherwise, where they're, just having an action scene and the bus scene. Oh my gosh, in San Francisco going down hills. They cut the brakes. He's jumping around in between the poles, out the window, over the top of the bus.
You missed the whole part. How they got Ivan Draco's son in the back of the bus, with one arm, and in his arm, he folds out this long sword inside his arm.
It's cut off.
He played in that actor played in Creed 2.
Okay.
No, he played in Creed. Yeah, he played in Creed. He played in Creed 2.
Okay.
Yeah, he was Ivan Draco's son.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it was a little remake from Rocky and all that. So, but he, his name was on his license plate. Did you catch that?
Oh, because they call him Razor Fist.
Yeah, Razor Fist. Yeah, it was on his license plate. Razor Fist. Yeah.
And it was spray painted like on the car too.
Right.
All graffiti style.
So Razor Fist emerges, right? And he starts slicing up the bus. You know.
Yeah.
And stuff is getting real. You know, Aquafina's asking for a explanation, right? And he's like, not the place, not the time right now. You know, this guy slashing up the bus. He slashes up the brakes, right? They knock the driver out, right?
Yep. Yep. He gets over there. He gets in the driver's seat. He saves the bus a little bit, but he's got to take care of the dude, right?
Right. He's got to go take care of the dude. Oh, Razor Fist, right? Razor Fist slashing everything up, man. He's cutting everything half off.
So Katie, is it Katie they call Aquafina? Katie?
Yeah, Katie.
Katie.
Yep.
She steps up because she's the driver, right? She's the driver.
She's the driver. She's in there driving.
And she gets the YouTuber photo bomb too. Like in the viral, I guess we'll talk about it a little bit later, but the video ends up going viral.
Yeah.
And we talk about day 3. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. So they find themselves after all that melee, right? And they end up snatching my man's chain, right? And after all that melee, like that postcard he had now comes to light. Like, all right, look, I gotta go because they're gonna go after my sister. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
So
he's been away from his family for like 10 years.
Yeah.
His sister, his dad, his mother died when he was young, and something's coming back. You know, they're after my necklace. I get a postcard. What's going on?
Right.
So they have some more funny dialogue with Aquafina. I just call it Katie. I don't know.
Right.
That dude had a sword coming out of his arm. What? Who are you?
Who are you? Yep. He was throwing down on that bus, man. She want to know who is it, right?
And they get on the plane. She gets, I mean, they've been platonic friends, it seems like, but best friends for a long time. And
yeah.
They get on the plane together, and she's still like diving into the story, like, "Who are you?" and he says this. He gives her his real name,
right?
Shang Chi.
Which is, which brings me to my next point. And she was right. Like, if you're trying to hide, right? Why would you, Shang sounds like Sean. It was, like I said, if you're trying to hide it, that's certainly, Clark Kent had Superman, was Superman and Clark Kent. Even Kal-El wasn't Clark, so.
Yeah. Didn't change his name very much.
He didn't.
Is somewhat smart depending on how you're hiding, because you want to reply to your name. So if it's not too far off, I think that's
not too far off. Right.
But that was a funny joke.
Yeah. So they hop the plane. They they make their way back to the motherland, right? And they're lured into a fight scene, unknown to them that the sister, they're headed to the sister.
They're going up the elevator. They show that so some of these shots you saw in the trailer. We saw the bus in the trailer. So as soon as you see the bus, you're like, okay, here comes that scene.
Right.
And then in this one, you see up the scaffolding going up this this skyscraper, and going into this building. And they're getting in the elevator, and I'm like, oh, they're not going to come down the elevator. I know that part. But it was, a little bit of surprise. Like, this guy gives you an iPad, and there's a bunch of disclaimers, and he just signs his name away.
Right, he just signs it, right? Yep, you just signed yourself to a fight, sir.
Like, he didn't even think about it. He signed it. Oh, yeah, by the way, we saw your video. You're the bus boy.
Boy.
You're the driver. That was so funny. They were like YouTube celebrities.
Yes, YouTube celebrities.
and that's why they wanted him to. Well, that's how they were pitching the fight. But
yeah,
ends up his sister. Well, I guess we should talk about the first match, right?
Yeah. Talk about the first match. We get a cameo, right? But before the first match, right? The side matches. You see that big sumo wrestler? That big sumo wrestler picked that guy.
that was straight out of Street Fighter, right? The other guy looked just like Ken. Looked like Ryu fighting Honda.
Right, yeah, that's what it looked like, man. He said, "Nah, these are the side fights. These are the meaningless, the little fights. These are the small fights."
And they had a little glimmer of maybe some powers. Like there was somebody else that had like something like I don't know. There was some powers. So these side fights even were nothing to sneeze at.
So they walk down the hall, and you look up and you look in the main arena. It's Wu versus at first the first person I saw was the Abomination, right?
Abomination, that's the guy, right? And Wong.
And Wong, that's it. Wong, not Wu. Wong. I don't know why I said that, but yeah, Wong and Abomination and it's like wow, like and to me, I'm thinking, is this fight like a real fight? Is he? My man, Abomination doing something, and he's in there fighting. Like, what's going on? Like, it's like to me, it's like Thor versus the Hulk all over again. Like back in Ragnarok. Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. I mean, they don't look like friends from work, like Thor and Hulk, and they don't really do that joke, but they do. I mean, when they're not. So we'll talk about the fight first. I mean. Yeah, I wasn't thinking that it was set up. I mean, they were fighting each other, right? It was not a death match. It was a knock them out. Whoever gets knocked out, basically, you win. It's not a death match, but yeah, Wong had his powers. He's using the shield, and he's like, "Oh, you got a strong punch. You want to know how that feels like?" And he opens the portal.
Right.
He ends up punching himself.
Punch, and he makes him punch himself out. Right. Smart move, right? Smart move. If you ain't got the bang, at least you got the brains to know. Okay, all right, this is what I'm gonna do. And that was a cool trick, right? Abomination knocked himself out. But then they're in the locker room, and he's like, "Hey, look, man, you got to take it easy. You got to practice those punches, like like we do in practice. Like you get." He's giving him, and to me, that's a real WWE stuff. Like they're friends behind the curtains, and we get out here, all it is performance anyway.
Yeah, what are you thinking? So yeah, that was weird. What can we read into this? This is the first we were seeing Wong in the Spider-Man video, and he steps through a portal and takes his luggage, and where's he going? And now at the end of this fight scene, he goes through the portal, and I'm pretty sure he just goes to the library, and Abomination goes with him.
Yeah. So which makes me think is that he's using this magistical power to gain a little money on the side, man. I don't know how I feel about Wong now, man. Like, what's going on? Like, it don't look good for him. Like, why are you doing that? Like these little, these money fights. He's doing a money fight. It don't look. I wonder if Strange know that, like, Wong is off doing the money fight, like,
He's got that funny side of him that he's starting to show a little more character.
What's going on, Ivan? We're talking about Shang Chi.
Hey, Ivan.
What's up? Building some Shang Chi sets.
Dog and encouraging. Thanks for checking in. We're spoiling the heck out of Shang Chi because we just watched it.
I'm sitting in the theater like, hey man, you watching it? He's like, yeah. All right, we're gonna stream after we finish watching it because it's fresh. So it's fresh. Like, yeah, we're gonna stream.
Yeah, I had fun. I had fun watching that one.
Yeah.
So we didn't talk about Busboy. Taking his shirt off and doing his fight.
Right. So he gets ready, he gets ready to fight, and he's starstruck by who?
Sister. He knows right away. It's like he's kind of ready to fight somebody, and then his sister steps in, and she's the boss of the fight ring. She owns the place, and she steps in there, and she's got skills, of course, because they grew up in this temple of wherever the 10 rings were and
Right.
training people, but they never trained the women. So there's a interesting diversity, break the ceiling kind of story with women and martial arts and being able to train. So she watched and she learned her own lessons, and she had the rope with the dagger on it, or whatever you call that weapon. Spinning that around.
Yeah. Scorpion uses that.
Scorpion, get over here. But yeah, so he wasn't really fighting back, and she kicked his butt.
She did. She did. Indeed, she did.
And he was probably surprised too, because like I said, like the women didn't train, so
right. And so then after she kicked his butt, his friend Kate comes in, and Katie comes in and with a whole bunch of wad of cash, and he's like, "Wait a minute, did you bet against me?" No, I didn't.
She had a wad of cash. Yeah. And that's where the fanny pack came in. Like they needed that joke, and I think they dressed her, just kind of goofy, but it was all right. It paid off because there was a reason to have a fanny pack to put all that loot.
Indeed, man, indeed. So then, Dad's henchman, enters the room, right?
They figure out
why they there, right?
Yeah, they're like, you didn't invite me? The sister didn't invite me? Uh-oh. And the lights go out.
Dun, dun, dun.
Classic timing for a movie.
Right.
I'll buy it, yeah, he lured him to go to that side of the ocean and got them together because he's after those necklaces, actually. I think he's actually after, which is weird that he drew them both together, but he's after that. Maybe he didn't expect him to be there. Anyway, yeah, the henchmen come in. What's the guy with the mask's name? Death Watch or something crazy?
I don't know. That is a good question.
Is he on one of your sets right there? I think he is.
Maybe. Not that one. That's Razor Fist. All right, must be the dragon. That's right, because he got his soul sucked.
Yeah.
Death Dealer. The Death Dealer. Oh,
Death
man.
Dealer. Oh, man.
Yeah, Death Dealer. Yeah, he got a soul sucked.
So when they're training as kids, he's this hardcore trainer, hitting them with swords and making them tougher.
Right.
The Death Dealer. So he comes in, and we're like, oh, it's not going to go good. Well, the henchmen, first they're fighting them, and then the Death Dealer comes in, breaks the window, flies down there, and snags the necklace. Like
it wasn't nothing, right? Like it was just real easy.
And then they're fighting to get it back, and Katie's just trying to survive.
Right. Yeah. She's hanging on by the threads there.
By a thread of a bamboo pole. I was like, you gotta slide down. I was thinking, slide down.
Yeah, and it's crazy because at this point you're thinking that, well, maybe she shouldn't have come because she's starting to be a real liability. Like.
Yeah, let's go out this high-rise building. Oh man, that's scaffolding, by the way, and I do construction. No way was any of that to code. It was so sketchy. Like one plank and the bars. There was no safety guardrails. I mean, it made for good fight scenes. I don't know what you're building.
I'm building the Shang Chi sets. I'm starting with the dragon first.
Good one.
Indeed.
I would have been opening my CMFs, but I already got them out. So
Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
I got my zombie cap
I
there.
gotta get those, man. I gotta get on a hunt to find them, though, man. I gotta get on a hunt. I never
Yeah,
get.
I lucked out and ordered them online, and 2 6-packs got me all 12. So I'm super stoked at how that worked out.
Yeah, cool.
I might open a set, but I'm so still excited about the movie.
Yeah, man.
Talking about this fight scene on the scaffolding,
On the
and
scaffolding, yeah, yeah. So they got this, you got all kinds of, martial arts going down on the scaffold, right?
yep. And the sister comes back to help out. She ditched him at
Yeah,
first,
yeah, yeah. She was exit stage left there for a bit.
but I mean things got deadly, and she saves Katie's life.
Uh-huh.
That was nice. Nice to have that character development basically, where she's part of the crew now.
Right, right. So daddy comes home, right?
And yeah, Daddy was there with the rings, and
And he don't look too happy, dude. He don't, Shang or Sean doesn't look too happy. Doesn't look too happy. Like, oh man, this dude here, right?
it's like I'm taking you home now.
Like, yeah. So then they, take that helicopter ride back home, and it's a castle on the side of a mountain, bro. How mystic is that? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And all I can see is, oh man, my next Lego model,
yeah,
castle on the side of a mountain.
yep. And the helicopter pad is the 10 ring pattern, and the landing pad, and
Yep.
it was not a huge like temple, but it had a good look to it for sure.
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
So this is the 10 rings temple, I'll call it, or
Temple, 10 Rings Temple. Yeah, that's a nice ring to it, right? 10 Rings Temple.
they got a little army, the army of the 10 rings, getting
Yeah,
trained. All the army, the foot soldiers are there and
yeah.
standing in line.
It reminded me of the Foot Clan. It did. It reminded me of it. It did.
Yeah,
And so, Pops is trying to explain, the madness behind it all. It says, I let you live your life for 10 years, and now it's time to come back home, and time to pay the piper, right? And
yeah,
so he's got this idea that, hey, look, I know how to bring your mom back. I know I'm gonna go back to the temple. He's trying to sell him this idea. I'm gonna go back to the temple because that's where she at. They got her hiding, behind the gate. I'm gonna go open the gate up, and she come home with us. Do you believe me? And they like, nah, 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 nah. So then he takes those two necklaces that they both had and puts them into the dragon eyes, pops them right in. Like these water crystals come out everywhere, and it's all mythical. Katie's face is priceless. Like she just like couldn't believe what was going on.
another airbender kind of moment because the
Yeah,
water is like living. It's like
right,
doing something,
right.
and it ends up like splashing them, but then creating this pattern on the floor,
Mm-hmm.
which is this maze, and through some forest. It simulates a forest which has a living maze that changes. That was a great concept of like hiding something through this maze of trees that won't let you through.
Right.
And you got to know the secret path.
It's the actual secret paths to it. Right. Monica Berry, what's going on? Thanks for stopping in. So my man Shang embarrassed Pops in front of his Foot Clan, right? Which is a no-no, right? If you're the leader, you don't want to look like you're insane. Kids are, you got some unruly kids. You do. You got some unruly kids. Your kids don't believe the dream. So he strikes his son down. The daughter jumps in. He strikes her down too, and he says, "Lock him up. Get him out of here. Get him out. Get him going. Get him going."
Lock 'em
Now
up.
we they're in the dungeon, but now we had this awesome cameo. Who do we run into?
Oh my gosh. I was trying to place the voice and then it's just like he's like clearing his throat or what is he banging on? What's going on? Oh man. I was not like because we didn't really like this character in Iron Man 3. But here comes what's his
What's
real name?
what's so funny about it? I don't know. I don't know what is that actor's name. Uh,
Well,
what's so funny about it is that the father told him when he was telling him the crazy story. He was telling him the crazy story about how to get into the maze, and he was like, they sat down and ate dinner. He's like, people want to believe in some type of mythical creature, something like that, the boogeyman or something like that. So the U.S. had a terrorist, and they said that that boogeyman. So they named him Mandarin. They named their boogeyman after an orange, and they laughing, they laughing, like that. And so when he threw his kids in the dungeon, lo and behold, was the quote unquote actor who played the Mandarin in Iron Man. What was that, 3?
yeah. Ben
And
Kingsley is the actor. What is
right, so
what,
it's Trevor.
Trevor? That's the name.
His name is Trevor, right?
Trevor, who
And
fixed
so
Mandarin.
Trevor, the
Trevor.
actor, is the Mandarin, like that. He's acting as the man. Trevor is downstairs, locked up in this dungeon. Why Trevor is locked up in this dungeon? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't
Did
think
they
he
ever
would have
say
let
why
the
he was
hell out.
locked up down there?
It's a classic move in medieval legend, right? That where you're gonna kill somebody off and then you make him the court jester.
Right. You
So
make
he's
him the court
basically
jester.
he's acting out Macbeth plays or whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
day after day for entertainment for his crew or something. It's crazy. It's a crazy concept. I don't know, but a
And
little
so,
divisive.
yeah. So he's down there explaining, and this little like creature, and she called it right, a pig, a chicken pig.
Chicken pig. It had like 4
She's like,
chicken
where's his
wings,
face? Where's his face?
no
Like, where's
face,
his face? He said, oh, you got to be sensitive. You got to be careful with that. He's a little sensitive about that.
sensitive about his face.
He's a little
They
sensitive
hide
about
their
that.
face
Not having
like
a
they're
face.
tucked in or something. This little creature. I thought it was gonna be more of a bug or something, but it's like it's like a dog chicken really because it's
Right,
furry
right.
and it has 6 legs and 4 wings and
And he named him. He named him. He named him. He named him. What's the name of that thing? Was it
something about
Morris? I don't know why I was about to say Marty. Morris. His name's
Morris.
Morris. So we run into Trevor and Morris. I think that was the best duo in this movie was Trevor and Morris.
Yeah.
So the plan is
It was like we were both in the theater, right? And there's families there. The kids were getting a chuckle out of
the chicken pig. Right.
Trevor
Yeah.
and Morris. Yeah,
Trevor and Morris.
whenever they had a joke, the kids, the not the toddlers, but like the kids, the 12-year-old kids that got to go to this movie with their parents, they were liking it.
Oh, Monica, we're gonna be spoiling this whole entire movie, girl. So I mean, if you about to go see it, we about to tell it like right now.
This
Right
is a
now.
Shang-Chi spoiler episode. It's fresh in
Yeah.
our mind. So
Spoiler.
check out, give us a thumbs up, and come check us out later after you see the movie.
Indeed. Now I want to be, but try to let you know I'm spoiling it. And so the idea was to use Morris to get to the gate, right? So they trying to hurry up and warn Bomb's people, that hey, look, Pops is coming, and Pops is coming, and he's going to, he wanna, destroy the village, right? That was the plan,
Yeah.
and so they are trying to warn Mom's people, and so they follow, they break into or Razor, what was his name?
Razor Fist,
Razor
I think.
Fist. Razor, I was about to call him Razor Face,
Like
Razor
Iron
Fist.
Fist, but
Yeah,
Razor Arm? No, Razor Fist, I think.
Razor Fist. So they're going to they broke into they're using Razor Fist as a vehicle to get to the village,
Yeah,
right?
which is kind of weird that this temple has this garage full of vehicles, but in the
Yeah,
mountains,
yeah, yeah. I'm like, yeah, yeah. Like, which way they going? Like,
where are
how
you
they?
gonna go? Didn't you have to get there with in a helicopter?
Right.
But they chase him down. They do a few car stunts again because, yep, they used to be valet drivers. So I think I like that little,
Yeah,
makes the car chase scenes a little bit more plausible.
yeah.
Anyway,
I dig it. I dig it. Um, and so the idea is to use Morris to get to the gate, in which they do. They use Morris. They in all kinds of twists and turns that they got to do. The force is moving. The force is alive, right?
yeah,
And
that's
they're
cool.
twisting and turning and getting to the gate of this mystical temple, right? And so they
Um,
make it, right? They make it, and all of a
and make
sudden,
it
all you had to do was walk through the water of the waterfall. This
and
whole
make it to
time,
that
the guy,
waterfall. Yeah, the guy. Yeah,
the
where's
guy
he
is
from?
dancing with this woman, and it's like all you had to do was walk through the water, and you
Yeah,
probably would have been there.
where's your village? He thinks it's like a village. It's like
Right?
a whole world, a whole universe on the
Yeah,
other
it's
side of this
a whole another
portal.
universe.
They got uh, the the wolf characters with the 9 tails. They got
Uh
the
huh.
Morris buggy little 6-legged dogs. They got horses that look like dragons.
Yep.
They got those other dragon creatures in like Chinese mythology that look like lions, like a lion
Oh
dragon.
yeah. You know what? Matter of fact, if you got the spring gardens, you got that creature.
Nice, yeah. Spring Lantern Festival,
Yeah,
yeah,
the
I got
Spring
that.
Lantern Festival. Yeah, the
I got
Spring
that.
Lantern Festival. If you got the Spring Lantern Festival,
That's what I
you
should
got
go.
that creature. Hey, Morris. You see Morris?
There he
Yes,
is.
Morris.
Those weird wings on his feet.
He's what did she call him? A chicken pig or something? A chicken
I'm
pig.
gonna grab that set because that might be a good one to. I don't know.
Yeah, the dragon is pretty nice. This is I like the way they put this together.
Let me grab a drink.
Yeah, yeah, man. Oh yeah, this set is nice, man. So like, yeah, definitely. If you haven't seen it, you definitely want to get out and go see it. It's definitely a first week watch. You know, a lot of action. It felt like an airbender, just a little bit, like with the martial arts, like the way that they had captured it. Anyway, but yeah, man, they roll through and they get into the village, and they're not welcome so much, right? You see all the mystical creatures, but then they get to the actual village, and they're not as welcome. They're not received only by the aunt. They're received as well,
Yeah,
but
we'll go back. They're like, wait, our mother grew up here.
they don't care,
Yeah.
bro. They do not care. They don't care.
But there was
Yeah.
a character. There was a sister of the mother. So they have an auntie,
Hmm.
and Auntie Nan or something like that. She came
Hmm.
in and welcomed them, gave them all hugs, even Katie. That's
Yep.
pretty funny. And gave them the tour, and Katie helps with some bow and arrows and ends up joining the archery
Right.
force.
Archery. Right. Right. They teach you how to shoot a little bit, right? Everybody's preparing for the war.
Everybody, yeah, somebody's coming. Got to do something.
Right. And he asks his Ani, right? He asks his Ani. The Ani gives him the whole tour. What was what, and he asks
And
his
the
Ani.
weapons, we get a hint at the weapons,
Right.
like
Right.
in your screenshot here.
Yeah.
The armory he gets is dragon scale.
Dragon scale.
Sick.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like real mystical, type of technology. So it's almost better than vibranium.
It's strong. It's powerful. Like weapons even can cut through things, and but yeah, armor also. So
Yes.
very cool. So the sister and the brother team they get some armor, and they learn more about the story about these soul suckers.
Yeah.
They go through a whole like wood carving storyline,
wasn't it? Yeah, that was a neat, like, they had the whole storyline on carved out of wood, right?
Yeah, it was kind of cool. I'm like, who are these creatures? Like, what is going on here? Why does it matter? And yeah, it matters because they have to battle these creatures. Also, quite a bit of them.
Right.
The soul suckers and the mega soul sucker. The mega soul sucker.
The mega.
So there's a dark forest so there's another gate. So they had to go through the waterfall gate to get to this land.
Right.
And then there's a dark portal, they call it, I think. Dark gate or a dark portal. And it's on the cliff inside this land, holding back another these soul-sucking creatures.
Soul-sucking, yep. And so the soul-sucking creature is actually calling out to the father, who at this point he's the control of the 10 rings. And so it's tricking him to believe that it is his deceased wife calling, right? So he's blind to the fact that there's some creatures on the other side of this realm.
Yeah.
But daddy's on the way though, right?
They're training their soldiers, are getting ready to go through this, because they got the map from that water map with the dragon. And so, but the timing is, I don't know. So they're a little bit behind, but they're on their way basically, I think. And then I think basically they're there. They show up. I mean, yeah, they show the story, and sometimes there's some flashbacks, some more storytelling here and there about the father and son, and his story about sending him off to do a mission, an assassination mission at 14 years old. And so they develop some of that background, I think, maybe in between some of these scenes.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, it's a movie worth seeing. It was entertaining. You got to check it out. Encouraging, eh? So yeah, or check it when it comes to Disney Plus. Yeah, I'll definitely be checking it.
Yeah.
Again. Well, yeah, the father comes in with the 10 ring crew, and they have some weapons that are pretty formidable. And his crew and his 10 rings, you'll notice, kind of have like a blue tint to them, like this blue,
like a little
blue power. Tint. And it changes when Shang Chi kind of gets his hands on them. And the rings act a little differently, I think, whether you're evil or good alignment. I think they had a
different tint. Yeah. But that's funny though, because it's like you think that it would be like a reverse color almost, like, because the father's a little bit evil. You think it would be red when the father was on them, but they were blue, right? So, when Shang gets them, they're red, like a orange,
gold or orange. I think yellow, like cosmic power. I would put him. I would put and we'll have a end credit scene that we can talk more about this. But I would put it more cosmic because of the way they do the end credit scene.
Right. So they Pops is in town, right?
Pops,
Pop
he
Pops.
walks straight through town
Yes.
and straight to the park, the dark door,
Right. Right. Untouched.
pretty much. I mean, Shang-Chi tried to stop him, and they have their battle, right?
Right. They
And
have their
he
battle.
gets knocked into the water, and we're like, he's out of the action for quite a while.
Right. And so my man is banging on the door of the Hell's Gate, right? He's banging, and he's banging hard. So these soul suckers start, coming out, right? They're
Creeping
small,
out.
they creeping out, right?
They're like a big bat with tentacles,
Tentacles, yeah, that's pretty strange. Yeah.
and they snatch up or they kill somebody and then suck their soul out of their
Their
body.
soul, yep.
And then they take the soul's energy in their tentacles back to the portal to the mega soul sucker.
Right, right,
There's a bigger demon in there.
right.
I don't know if they name it actually other than mega.
Almost kind of mimic of like a Resident Evil,
It looked evil.
but just a little bit,
And stealing souls, that's never good.
No, that ain't never. They ain't no coming back from that. But they he end up succeeding in the major, soul sucker comes out.
Yeah.
He's like wreaking havoc on this little shop. He's wreaking havoc.
Menacing. Yep. They see that. Actually, when they see the small soul suckers, the fight between the
I think I messed up.
oh man, we'll have to figure out the name of this village. I think it was like La Tao or something.
Yeah.
La Tao. Those villagers were fighting the Ten Ring clan, and they stopped fighting each other. Like, dude, we need to work together.
Right.
And your weapons are not any good. And
Right.
and Death, what's the Death Watch guy? Deathbringer.
Deathbringer. He watched Deathbringer get his soul sucked right up out of him.
Yep. So the biggest, baddest guy gets snatched by one of these minor little soul suckers, and he's out of the picture.
Yeah.
And they're like,
and the tune changes. Like, no, we're gonna work together.
Razor Fist is like, yep, all right. Give me one of those dragon scale swords, and I'll stick it in my arm.
Yep, we're gonna work together on this one. We are.
Oh man.
So Shane wakes up after the magical the magic from his mother and all that stuff. He wakes up and he's out of the water with the dragon. He's riding the dragon, right? And he's getting all the little tiny soul suckers, cleaning them all up, and then they go after the big soul sucker, right? And Pops is there, right? And so he's still trying to fight Pops, and Pops is cleaning him up until he starts to fighting. When he starts fighting like his mom, that's when he started getting the upper hand. Because now at this point, the water bending that his mom knows allows him to control these rings. So then you see, Dad has 5 rings and Shane has 5 rings. And Dad is trying to figure it out, like, what is going on?
I don't get that either, other than like it's a bloodline thing. The power of these rings is shared between his bloodline, and when they got in his vicinity, I mean, it's like it's getting handed down, from father to son.
Right.
The rings become. I mean, they don't immediately go onto his wrist. He uses them like you said, like airbender.
Right.
He's airbending these rings around, and they change colors to this cosmic orange instead of blue, and that tells you that they're under his control.
Oh yeah.
That was cool. So it's 5 rings against 5 rings now.
5 against 5. Cool. Yeah.
I was like, all right, here we go. Cue the Rocky music.
And so Pops is trying to figure it out. He don't, as his power slowly fades, then he loses the other five. But to show you the gesture that this kid did not want that, he throws all 10 rings back to him. And I'm thinking, like, man, like, what is that about?
Yeah. Well, he was gonna do the kill blow. He
Right.
said, "I'm gonna kill my father." Earlier, when he was talking to Katie, he's like, "I think I got to do what he trained me to do. He trained me to be an assassin. I'm gonna
Right.
actually kill him."
Kill.
That
Yeah.
was his goal, and he gets all 10 rings, and he goes into Street Fighter mode again, and he like gets a fireball ready. And I was ready to see it. I was like, I think he's gonna take him out, but
He's gonna do it.
it's a little twist, and he has pity on his father. We
Right.
didn't talk about the dragon that came out of the water.
Yeah, it came out when I think it woke him up. It woke him up.
Woke
Honestly,
him
I
up.
want to say that dragon is probably his mother reincarnated, right? Maybe.
The mother, well, the dragon is called the Great Protector.
Great
It's a
protector.
water-based dragon, and
Uh-huh.
it made bubbles appear that gave him something to breathe underwater,
Right.
and then kind of woke him up. And I don't know how they're riding the dragon like right away, but they're riding the dragon. They're fighting the soul suckers,
Right.
and there's a lot going on there. But yeah, his father, he has pity on his father.
Yep.
But so isn't that where the Great Protector, the dragon, takes him up then, or I forget what happens right there.
No, the what happened was he was getting ready to hit him with the blows, and then the big soul sucker finally grabbed a hold of the father, and the father,
Oh yeah,
grabbed his rings up, but it was already too late for him because he was already getting the soul sucked. So he made and that's when it was like almost like it went into like 30 seconds of reflection time between them two. And
yeah,
he pushes the rings off to his son and let his soul get sucked up by the soul sucker, right?
right. Then he
I guess
gives
at
up.
that
Yeah,
point he decided that this is my time. It's time. It's time to move
yeah.
on, and now
He
it's your
proved
time.
as a son, he proved he was strong enough to take over the rings.
Right. And so now you got Shang Chi with the 10 rings. He's
Yes,
been anointed by the father, right?
yes.
And
They got
he
to
gets
take
in a
out the.
battle. He's riding the dragon with his sister, and eventually they have to go face this soul sucker who's headed for town. Right, so they got to stop the soul sucker from going to town, because if the soul sucker goes to town and start feeding on souls, it's never good. That's like never good.
No, he actually fights the dragon and starts to steal the soul of the Great Protector dragon.
Yeah, that was, oh
And they're
man,
like, if that happens,
it's
we're all
all
screwed.
over. Yeah, it's all over, and he had him. Had him
Yep.
good. Had him real good.
You
Because
see
now,
like
in
the
one hand,
purple,
Shane
you see
has to
the
make a decision, right? Like between letting his sister go to the soul sucker, or saving the dragon from the soul sucker. Because now he's got one in one hand and the other one in the other hand,
oh
right?
yeah. She's like, let me go. And then like in true movie fashion, the
Mhm.
sidekick, Katie, takes her shot with the bow and arrow.
Yes, that's right. The
And
sidekick saves the day, right?
she just gets enough information, like go for the throat, and then that guy gets taken out. And then
He
it's up to
gets
her.
like, oh,
She's sitting there like, man, I've been learning, I've been trained for 1 day, and I got to make this kill shot.
like I didn't.
You could see on this evil dragon that like the purple energy is like in its throat. It's kind of like
Right.
sucking, like I don't know, in its throat. So there's like a soft spot basically that
Yeah.
somebody needs to take a shot. And
We'll see you later, Ivan.
Katie, later, Ivan. Katie takes a shot, and it's not a kill blow, but it's enough to save the good dragon.
Yeah.
And knock them free of that hold. And Shang-Chi flies up in the air. And we get our crazy hero moment. Like, what did you think of that? He's like, looks like he's flying. I don't know what's going on. And he shoots the rings down, or did he just shot him down, right?
He shot him down. Like they finally got the soul sucker closer to the water because the dragon was more powerful closer to the water.
Yeah.
So they actually was able to hold the dragon down by the water. Now they got the they done freed the mythical dragon down there. So the soul sucker is down there by the water now. And so Shane jumps up, he shoots the rings down to the mouth of the soul sucker. So the rings are inside of the soul sucker, and it was like him calling them back. And so as he was calling them back, that exploded, the soul sucker. So
like I was saying before, he made this like fireball motion of the rings, flying around, and they're doing this in his hand. I think he was doing that with the rings in the belly of the beast. Like the rings are like churning him up. They're just like he's making him like go crazy and then explode. And he takes out the big bad. That was good.
That was good. Yeah, that was good. That was definitely good. Yeah, yeah. And it's crazy because then they, of course, they fast forward, back to the restaurant where they're hanging out with their friends and they're telling the story, and the friends are like, "What type of drugs y'all on?" Like, like what y'all some real stuff. Like, what type of drugs y'all on?
You were just telling us the other night about going for a joyride in a car, and now you're superheroes fighting dragons and mystical beasts,
right? And saving the world, right? Saving the world.
They're like, yeah, that interaction was funny. She doesn't believe it, right? They don't believe it.
No, they don't believe you. No. They never believe you.
And here comes our boy Wong. Here comes a time teleport portal in the background.
Oh, Wong.
Yep. And Wong comes out and Shang Chi, where you at? We need you.
And that's so, that's so like right on point, because now if we jump to what if, they had the Doctor Strange part of what if, and now the Shang Chi come out and you got Wu. So it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool.
It's a lot of Doctor Strange. Like Doctor Strange is, definitely leading the charge of Phase 4. He's going to appear in Spider-Man. He had a huge episode 4. We're not done with that in What If. Wong appeared several times in Shang-Chi, which is a mystical or cosmic story. So Wong, so they walk through the thing. Well, that was end credits, right? They just walked through. They're like, all right, we got to go save the world or something. See you later.
Yeah, they walked through, and that was and that was end credits, man. And then you roll to the other side of that portal. Like after you go through a couple credits, did you stay or did you leave?
The mid credits, they just do the main characters, and then there's a quick end credit scene.
Right.
And it's just a continuation of that story. Wong is telling them about what power that they alerted, a magical power. They're watching magical power, so it got on his radar, right? So he's like going to check them out, seeing what these 10 rings are all about. And kind of weird, but he's got like a hologram image teleconference set up with Bruce Banner and
Captain Marvel, right?
Captain Marvel.
Is Captain Marvel a scientist? Now that's one story that I didn't see yet. And I'll probably just go. I probably tomorrow's Sunday, so
She's smart. You should watch that one. She's more of a pilot.
Okay.
in the Air Force for
Okay.
secret project because they wouldn't let her
Right.
do normal stuff back in the
And maybe
80s when they.
because she's intergalactic, that's probably why she was on that conference call. So
Yeah, because this energy that the Shang Chi power set
mhm.
off is like thousands of years old. He's like, how long has your dad have these 10 rings? Oh,
Right.
1,000 years or so, because it made him somewhat eternal. He didn't age.
Didn't
He,
age at
he,
all. Yeah.
he lived
Yeah.
hundreds of years, 1,000 years.
Right.
But he never set off a blast like Shang-Chi did, I think, that alerted
And that
alerted
blast,
the rest of the world or
the
to
universe.
this power. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's
And
and maybe that's what it is that blast kind of sent off like a beacon, like it was calling something. So maybe
well,
something was on the way.
they actually show like Bruce Banner pulls up like this thing. Like I caught this on my radar, and it's
Right.
like a pulsating thing of energy. He's like, what does that look like? It's a beacon.
So it's possibly calling something very powerful to Earth, maybe.
And
Possibly.
what movie is next in the MCU?
Eternals.
Eternals.
Yes.
So I think this ties into we have the 10 rings, which is at least 1,000 years, if not older. And the Eternals came to Earth 7,000 years ago.
Yes.
So it could be 7,000 years or something ancient power that one of them developed. And it's going to tie in to the Eternals a bit.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah. I can't wait for that Eternals to happen, man. I can't wait for it.
Yeah, they showed a trailer. It was the
Yeah,
trailer we've seen, but it was nice to see on the big screen. Made it feel like when the ship rose, I was like, oh man, seeing movies in the theaters, something I missed.
Yeah, you kind of miss it a little bit. Yeah, I kind of lucked up for the one I went to. I kind of lucked up where it wasn't that many people in there. It was a small one anyway, so it just wasn't that many people in there. So
yeah, they got the big seats now, and you're like pretty far away. I was on the end because it was, I think, mostly sold out in the good seats, but I was on the end, which is kind of nice because I don't have people like two.
Nobody around you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had to think about it. It was like, you want the recline or the regular seats? So I just want to be in the middle. She said, well, just go for the regular seats. That way you can sit wherever you want. Cool. That way, don't ever go for the recliners. Just go for the regular stuff so you can sit where you want. And it worked out. I had nobody on the left side of me. I had nobody on the right side of me. It was pretty cool. So
yeah, so that was pretty cool. We got the Eternals trailer. I think an Eternals kind of, and I was hoping maybe to see even more in the second and end credits. But they always do something different there, and maybe something just a little less important. But a big change anyway.
Death dealer.
Oh, there's that guy. The death dealer.
Yeah. Get your soul sucked.
So end credits. We see the sister.
Oops, see, I just dropped her head. Yep. In end credits, you see the sister, right?
And she is in charge of the 10 rings now. The army, anyway.
The army, right?
Yeah, the 10
How
ring
do you
army.
think that's going to turn out?
I don't know. She looked kind of evil there. I mean, she started a fight ring, and then now she's in even more family power of this, kind of evil 10 ring army.
Right.
But she does a nice, twist with letting all the females. They showed all the females actually fighting. So she made a twist where that clan is going to teach male and female equally.
Yeah. I think that Shang Chi 2, he gonna have to fight his sister because she gonna want these 10 rings. I think she's going to study up. And I'm speculating. I'm guessing, right?
Yeah.
But I'm thinking that she's going to study up and learn, because now you're in the temple, so you got nothing but time to learn about these 10 rings, and you're going to figure out how to get them from Big Brother, because you feel like rightfully so. You're trying to take the crown. So I think you have a little sibling war there between the two. That's what that's what I would speculate.
That could happen. I like that. Yeah, Shang-Chi too. Hopefully it does well in the theaters. And go out and see it if you haven't seen a movie in a while. Go see a Marvel movie.
Yeah, definitely go see that. Definitely worth looking at. Definitely.
Yeah, I'll be looking forward to a cameo anyway from Shang-Chi joining whatever team that Wong seems to be throwing together. I almost thought he was going to drop a name like, all right.
Maybe he's making a B-list Avengers, man. Maybe making a B-list.
I thought he was going to name, like, get ready to join the Avengers. And he's just
I
like,
thought he
get
was
ready
going to do
for
something like, all right, I'm like, all right, cool, here it come, we're going to say it. He never says it.
Now he just says, get ready to be in a crazy world or something. I was like, okay.
I thought he was going to know him. Yeah, welcome
I'd like
to
to see a different version of the Defenders. Defenders could come out.
Yeah, man. Netflix was on something there, man. When they had those three, I think it was like 4 of them, right? It was 4 shows. It was 3 of them plus the Defenders show that brought all 3 of them all together. Well, I should say 4 because Punisher was in it. So was it 4 characters?
Well, that was like Street League. Yeah, Street League Defenders. There's like the new Defenders too. Like the Defenders have had way like crazy combinations of characters.
Mm-hmm.
Valkyrie was on there. Submariner, I think, Namor was on there.
Mm-hmm.
Different people from different groups have been on this Defender team. So it'd be kind of cool to see Shang-Chi and Wong, maybe Doctor Strange.
Yep.
Maybe even Captain Marvel.
Right.
Create like a cosmic Defender kind of team.
Cosmic Defender. Yeah, that's pretty slick. Yeah. Man, you're going to have me go down to the comic book store, man.
Yeah. I got some comics out the other day. I don't know if I'm going to get into them or what. But Larry's buddy sells comics on a little stream on Facebook, and I was checking it in. It's a decent little show. He's selling good titles for decent prices.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool. Yeah, man. I wouldn't mind going to go watch this one again. I just wouldn't mind watching this one again. I wouldn't.
I usually enjoy a movie a little bit. Like this one, you don't know these characters really, so
right
now the names are settling in. Like I still don't know what to call the sister, Lee, or I don't know. Just call her the sister.
Sister.
I get used to these names. Death Dealer.
Yeah, Xiling.
Oh, Zhang. Yeah, Xylee. Yeah, Xylee. That's it. Okay, I'm getting the mother figures mixed up, I guess.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah, I definitely want to know more about this character. I do. I definitely do. Like it's good to kind of watch the cinematic part of these superheroes, but I definitely want to see a little bit more. So I probably will hit the comic book store and try to learn a little bit more about it.
Yeah. Yeah, the energy and there's always something about the color coding and the magic, So I think if he's more orange,
mm-hmm.
it's more cosmic.
More cosmic. Okay.
And these 10 rings are ancient. So, and we're leading into this huge cosmic Eternals thing. So it's actually a perfect lead-in. It's amazing how thoughtful
that movie's here next month, right?
Wow, could be. Time's flying.
Yeah, that movie's here like next month. It's in October. Yep. And then Spider-Man will be here December, which is Doctor Strange.
Eternals. We gotta build these Eternal sets when they come out. They look kind of good.
Bro. Yeah, I got to go read that graphic novel before that thing will come out, so I know who's who. Yeah. I'm kind of peeved, and this is what I'm peeved about: is that they have been sitting on Earth, and all this stuff has been going down. They chose not to get involved. I'm like, my friend, why are you here? And then they ask, why are you even here? If you you here to protect stuff, but you let stuff go down. So no, we don't interfere unless the celestial, is involved. And it's like, all right.
Where's the release date? November 5th.
Hubby rewatched Doctor Strange today as well, and caught the second half. I think I need to. Well, I need to dedicate some time to do that.
Yeah, I watched Doctor Strange last week, and it helped because of the What If episode.
What If? Yeah.
I'm all over the Doctor Strange stuff. If you want to watch anything in preparation of Shang Chi, since that's what we're talking about,
right?
You could go back and watch Iron Man 3 and more Mandarin stuff, more Trevor stuff.
Oh, Trevor.
Other than that, I don't. The 10 Rings appear in Iron Man 1 also. So they've been here. They've been around.
They've been around. Yeah, they've been secretly hiding out, right? Yeah, that's pretty cool. Ooh. All right, I think we should call it a stream, friend.
Cool.
I'm not done this dragon though, but I think we should.
Thanks for hooking me. Thanks for hitting me up, man. Man. Wonderful to talk with a movie. Talk about a movie so fresh right after seeing it with a friend.
Yeah, so, man. Yeah, it was great. Like it was fresh in the mind, man. It was like fresh in the mind. And I've been waiting to tear in these sets, but I didn't know nothing of them, so I kept them on the shelf until the movie came out. Like I'll keep them on the shelf till the movie came out, and
then you get all those rings.
Yes, you get all those rings. You don't get 10 of them, though. I know that you don't get 10 of them.
Oh yeah, there's 10. There should be 10 or more.
There's 10 in. You sure?
I put that set together, and I think
it wasn't 10 in this one.
You put and you put them on those little weird jumper.
No, yeah, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that's it. I only got 7 rings on this one. I'm serious. I only got 7 rings. Even the holders, I don't even have the. You would think that if the holders were still on the table. Like those little, those clear pieces.
Monica says there's only 7 in their set.
7.
Too, so.
There's only 7. See,
I built it a while ago, and I put it on the museum layout, and I haven't even touched it since. But I've been
count your rings.
I'll have to grab it and grab another set to complete the 10.
Yeah, see, it's only 7 in here. I wonder why they did that.
It's a lot of gold rings still.
That's why I was sitting here looking like, wait a minute. I know my math ain't off. Is my math off? I only have 7.
It's like collecting all the Infinity Gems. You got to buy a bunch of sets.
You buy a bunch of sets to get them all, right?
Get them all.
It's a racket. It's a racket. That's how they get you.
All right. Well, hey, I'll probably create the superhero spoiler stream thumbnail and send out some invites. And if you're watching this in the chat, check out for my spoiler show tomorrow night, and we will talk about the What If episode 4.
Nice. It's Groundhog Day. Bad case of the Groundhog Day.
Talk about or what's that movie? Final Destination.
Final Destination.
Right.
Oh,
man. Like
this
reliving
can't be it. It is it, friend. You gotta learn how to live with it. Nah, this can't be it.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, man.
Oh. Still there? Did you leave your own stream? We're still live. I'm still live. So
sorry, friend. I hit the wrong button. I just picked up my mouse and it clicked me right on off there, man.
Yeah,
My bad. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to leave so abruptly. Now you know I couldn't leave. I couldn't leave without doing this, right? I couldn't leave without doing this. Good night.